Coming up this week on the OK Bloomer podcast.
So I guess in this flashback, Blossom is playing the part of Ruby and Vinny is playing the part of Hitler? Before we get an introduction, because he comes out and he's in his fatigues and he's got his little mustache. All right.
That's true.
Let's go, Blossom. Where are we going?
But he's actually not the one playing Hitler. That comes up later.
Yeah.
And boy, does
insane. Boy,
yeah. It was shocking. This episode is something else.
Don't know about the future. Don't.
They don't care about the future, because they live it in the past. Sal and Curtis are taking all 5 seasons of Blossom to task. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be weak in the knees. This show's got more range than Nick on the keys. Only gal in the house, and that's how she goes. One brother was a junkie, and the other one was. Weekly lessons coming fast in the Russo flat. Blossom's teenage girl problems are as big as her hat. So take your opinionations and make them shine. It's the OK Bloomer podcast, and it's about damn time.
Don't know. Don't know.
You're watching another episode of the OK Bloomer podcast, our weekly look back at all things Blossom, at all things 90, as we learn some valuable lessons in the Russo house. I'm Curtis Anderson alongside Sal and Curtis. We got the Phenom in the booth on the ones and twos, and we are just going to keep this crazy train rolling. We're kicking ass, taking names, light beer, heavy discussion. Jump in anytime, Sal.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. I just like to sit back and listen to you do your intros every week.
I never plan intros. It's just like
you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I put a brick on the gas pedal and jump out of the car and see where it crashes. That's the energy. I'm happy. I'm happy to be back. I'm in a much better place than the last round of taping, Sal. Ugh.
I'm glad that you're happy. You know what, man? We can't put all the blame on you. I feel like both of us were in a bad headspace last time. And there was a lot of negative energy in our last recording sessions. There was a lot of swearing too. I mean, I know that we swear, every now and again on this show, but I feel like it was really cranked up in the last little while. So we had something to prove for some reason.
I was in it, man. I was just a million miles away on another planet. I was dealing with so much when we did that last round of tapings, and I think they were still kind of entertaining. But yeah, there was definitely this weird negativity to the last batch we did. We were just swinging for the fences. Like so we're back to the good, the feel-good vibes. What we bring to the table for the show. What makes the show popular.
The feel-good vibes that we are known for here at OK
Absolutely.
Bloomer.
So apologies if the last one seemed a little dark. We're back. We're feeling good today, and I'm ready to talk Blossom.
I feel great, man. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, last week Simon Hyatt, that was fun. That was
oh my god.
That was a good one. That was a bonus one. It was the ones before that we were just angry at everyone.
Right.
But yeah, shout out Simon Hyatt. That was a great story.
Shout out Simon. It was great to see him. It's been a long time since him and I have been in the same room or even chatted with each other. So it was awesome. It was a great little surprise to have him on the show.
Him and Jackie Kripke are talking about doing a show here at the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. Shout out to the Damn Network as well for bringing this show, the OK Bloomer podcast, digging it out of the grave and giving it the defibrillator, bringing it back to life and giving it a new home. So the wheels are turning with Simon Hyatt because he's still working with Jackie Kripke. And if you this was way before your time, but they used to do a show on Shaw TV called Cinema 10, and that's what inspired me to do Strip Down, and Strip Down inspired the Damn Network. So it's full circle. So the wheels are turning, and he's thinking about coming here and doing something with Jackie again. And we were always we should do this big, Shaw TV reunion sometime. Just
my god, that would be
play
amazing.
some clips, and go back in time, talk about the clips we played, because I have so much of the library when Shaw got sold, and the new owners were like, we don't want any of these old DVC tapes. We're gonna chuck them. No one's gonna take the time to digitize them. And I was like, oh, really?
Except for Curtis Anderson. Anderson.
You underestimate my desire, my my relentlessness for pure documentation. So yeah, I have a lot of that stuff.
Well, someone's got to
including 300 episodes of the greatest segment ever called Gadgets and Games, which Sal Accardo took out behind the shed and shot in the back of the head. And I don't know why you don't want those on there. They're so good. Every once in a while, I stumble across one of your old gadgets and game segments, and I laugh. I'm like, this is absolute gold. I don't know why you don't want people to experience like 2008, 2009, 2010 through the eyes of like what was being released each week for new video games. And you have the always charismatic. What was his name? John. You're like, hey,
John Foster.
John Foster. Shout out John Foster. You're like, hey, everybody, we got a new Nintendo game. This is great. He's like, yeah, man, good stuff. People are really excited about this, you know.
I feel like my energy wasn't even that high during that, but
nah, you were good.
You're selling it too hard. It's not coming back, Curtis. It's not coming back.
We were talking. For some reason, I have this burnt into my head, and there's no way I can find this clip in time. But I just remember you were really excited about one Mario game, and you guys were kind of doing the history of Mario, and he was like, yeah, well, as we all know, 2 is just lifted from a existing game called Doki Doki Panic. And just hearing John Foster say Doki Doki Panic in his like dial tone cadence always just makes because that's like the funnest string of words to say, and he just John Fosters it.
Right.
Anyway,
I don't even remember that at all. That's fantastic.
Doki Doki Panic. I was like, can you not make that sound boring, John? Can you not? Anyway, love John Foster. Shout out. It's been a while.
Shout out, Jay.
We should get him back on.
Oh my God, we gotta get everybody. We gotta
people
track down the Preef.
Yes,
find the Preef.
The people behind the scenes at the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. They're actually been in talks with Umair from High Tech Game Traders. So I mean, we're circling the wagons, Sal. Gadgets and Games is coming back.
What year is this, man?
This is all a vehicle to get Gadgets and Games back on the air.
Right, and then when we do it, we gotta hit 7-Eleven for some coffee.
Oh my God, and then
McDonald's
after.
lunch after. Good times.
Every Friday morning. Those were the days, Sal. Those were the days.
They really were. They really were.
We didn't know. I wish. What's the quote from Office? Wish you could know you were in the glory days before they were over, or something. That was us Friday mornings.
It's true. I can relate to that quote a lot about our time working together.
Yeah.
But we're back now. We're back doing this, and I thought
podcast
this was
form.
And here it is. We are back in podcast form. Wild stuff, Curtis.
Pog form, only in podcast form. Those of you that didn't get the Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
Should we jump into this? I'm excited for this round of taping.
Let's get into it, man.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Phenom.
Me too.
Phenom, pitch it across the plate. What do we got?
Season 3, Episode 14, Ruby, directed by Bill Bixby, written by Bill Richmond. First aired on December 21st, 1992, to 18.8 million viewers. Disney Plus says Buzz tries to dissuade Blossom from rejecting Harvard. IMDb says, realizing that she and Vinny might be separated by distance when she leaves for college, Blossom asks Buzz for advice. Buzz then retells the story about how he met Blossom's grandmother. NTV Database says Blossom is called for a Harvard interview, and Buzz tries to dissuade her from rejecting college to stay with her beau by telling her of his World War II-era romance with her grandmother, Ruby.
To be fair, it's hard to make this episode sound exciting. Like, I was trying to think of a description for this, and it sounds like it's going to suck, and it kind of didn't. To jump ahead.
Yeah.
This episode had charm. This was a rare victory for them trying to do something outside the box.
I actually agree with that. Yeah. I thought, like, once we got into once we start describing the episode, but once we got into what the whole concept of the episode was, I was like, they don't always pull this off. But I actually kind of like this one.
Right on.
So let's do it, man. Let's get into it.
Take her away, Sal.
We get Carell Draw. Blossom is making a sandwich in the kitchen. Nick comes in eating a banana, and then he alludes to, I don't know if I took the right notes here. Does he allude to Vinny being a monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's revealed that Blossom has an interview at Harvard, and she doesn't want to go. And Nick's listing off like all these other Ivy Leagues that she could get into, but she says she wants to go to UCLA, something close to home. And then Nick realizes, it dawns on him that she doesn't want to go to Harvard because of Vinny. And I don't know if this was just on my feed or the one that you're watching. He barely gets out Vinny, and it cuts right into the intro of the show.
Yeah, They really make no time for these cold opens. They're always hard edits. But yeah.
They were like running out of time on the 22.5 minutes that they had to air this episode. They're like, we gotta trim something somewhere. They're like, we don't need to say all of Vinny's name. That takes way too long. They only got the first syllable out.
I said I have a new respect for Michael Stoyanov after seeing the Dark Knight clip. So thank you guys. I looked through it through a completely different lens now. So Blossom's making lunch for Vinny. Then they do the banana joke, and then he learns Blossom has an interview at Harvard, and I said, ruh-roh, she's going to have to choose between a Harvard education and the boringest boyfriend on earth. And then we just jump right to that. So that's what this episode's going to be about. Blossom doesn't want to go to Harvard. She wants to go somewhere closer so she can be with Vinny. Bill Richmond wrote this. She wants to go to UCLA. Or am I jumping ahead? Is this after? Is this still the cold open?
The cold opens them in the kitchen.
Okay, maybe I'm off here. Anyway.
Oh, you know what? The cold open and then the scene following the intro directly was the same scene. It looks like they just split it in half in between the intro and. So,
something was up because I wrote something cold open ? So anyway, let's just go into the open.
Sure,
you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
It asks, you ready, Phenom?
I'm ready.
All right. It asks if I want to skip the intro, and
I do not.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's all I need. It's all I wanted.
Oh, so good.
Okay, we'll just pick this up again because I don't really know what was in the cold open and what was after the intro. So Bill Richmond wrote this. She wants to go to UCLA. Bill Bixby directed it. Nick snaps and yells, Vinny, you want to stay here so you can watch that moron play with tires? And I wrote, why can't Vinny move with Blossom when she goes to Harvard? Like, he has no real career here, right? Don't they have tires
it's not
out
like he has anything else going
Where's
on.
Harvard? Chicago?
Boston. Or close to Boston, yeah.
Yeah, like Boston doesn't have tires?
Yeah.
I don't know. So Vinny comes in, and Nick says, why are you here? Too crowded at the trough? So is he a monkey? Is he a horse? What are you doing, Nick? Pick an animal and stick with it.
Yeah. Pick one and stay in that lane, man.
Yeah.
Your insults are all over the place, bro.
But to be fair, Vinny doesn't know why Blossom's not going either, and he's not down. He tells her she goes to Harvard, she's got life by the, and then he holds his hands out like this. Because if you go to Harvard, you got life by the, and can we talk about that gesture? Like, who's ever cupped balls like that? Like, that's what he's going for, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a slinky. Like
I guess, yeah. I don't even think my doctor's done that. Where does that gesture come from? What's its origins?
What doctor are you going to?
That's how they check you in prison. Yeah, like he's weighing them, so it's just a universally accepted gesture, I guess.
Yeah, and then there was like another joke there that I didn't track at all. Instead of directly saying balls, he says something else, but I didn't write it down.
Blossom is weirdly being a bitch in the scene. I felt. Yeah.
Yeah, she got mad at him because he wants her to go to Harvard. So
rightfully so.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. But she gets mad, storms out of the kitchen, and then you just get Vinny, just a single shot of Vinny just chicks.
Yeah.
That's great, Bill Richmond. Some great writing there.
It's like
good stuff, man.
Yeah, they really fumbled the ball right at the finish line of this one because I was like, okay, this is good. Like, the cold open is part of the story. We're advancing here. Like, what's Blossom's deal?
Yeah.
Everyone wants her to go, including her boyfriend. Like, is it that she has the jitters? She actually doesn't want to go just for personal reasons, and she's looking for excuses. And then we get chicks. I was like, all right. Yeah. So that sucked. So we go upstairs, and now this is all Six's problem.
We go upstairs, but before we do, we get like a 3D spin wipe. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
They're really pushing the PowerPoint dissolves and transitions in this
it's like
round of episodes.
They got new editing software in 1993, and they're like, we got to show it off, man.
Yeah.
Richmond
didn't sleep for like 3 days doing the page wipes. Like, oh man, no. Like, you need some sleep, bro. Go home.
Yeah.
It's like a page. It's like a book. goes into an X and comes back out. I can't stop. The possibilities are endless in 1992.
George Lucas is doing this Star Wars, man. We got to do it too.
Totally. So the gals now are arguing about sayings, much like I was about the weighing balls, right?
Right.
And there's some smooth sacks that takes us to Too Many Cooks Motel.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And I wrote,
it's a
this
ass motel. And I was like,
trying real hard to anchor this episode. I have no idea what's going on or where we're going, but Buzz is day drinking and he invites Blossom into the kitchen. Take it away, Sal.
Yeah. Well, when I saw the exterior shot of the shady motel, I was like, oh, this definitely has to be Nick's storyline. but it wasn't. It's Buzz's house. But close enough, I guess.
And he just throws a handful of cash at the girl as she's leaving.
Yeah.
Hits her in the back as she's like zipping up her boots.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's like a half-eaten pizza on the table. There's a bunch of like empty beer bottles everywhere. So Blossom walks into this mess. And Buzz is so drunk that he accidentally calls her Ruby. And then Blossom's like super worried about Buzz because of his lifestyle. It's basically like, yeah, I think your mind's going and you also don't take care of yourself. You drink and you eat like And then there's something like she asked him when the last time he had a physical was. And he said something like that he had a doctor look in one end and then another doctor look in the other end. And if they couldn't see each other, then you were allowed in the army.
And he hadn't gone since Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Shout out Pearl Harbor.
I don't know who these.
What a
jokes
reference.
are for.
Did
Yeah.
you notice though? I thought you should really appreciate this because again, this is one of our like inside jokes we constantly do. But the Buzz character is legitimately starting to go "Mah!" before he says anything. It's like we got to really drive home the fact that you're old. "Mah, Ruby, is that you? Mah, what's wrong with my diet? Mah,
I thought you were Ruby.
ah, bada bing. Ah, come on, man." Yeah, he's forgetting names and he doesn't take care of himself and he hasn't had a physical since after Pearl Harbor. And this is shot very weirdly. Did you notice that? It's like
I didn't.
It's almost like a romance. Like everything's really soft light and they're doing these like slow pushes into the faces as they're reading between Buzz and Blossom. Like,
yeah.
If you weren't listening, if you were just watching the video with no sound, you'd be like, this looks like a romantic interaction between these two. It was very weird. Like they're just, somebody they hired somebody that just came out of like film school. And somebody's sitting there like, all right, Richmond, okay.
Working at the Y&R or something like that.
100%.
Yeah.
And we get a Buzz flashback.
Yeah, so they're talking about, because he calls Blossom Ruby, and Ruby's the name of her grandmother. Yeah. And he's like, nah, you look just like her now, because you're starting to grow up, Blossom. And then he talks about how they met. She was singing at the Hollywood Canteen in 1942, and this is where we get the flashback scene. So Blossom is playing Ruby. Vinny's playing a young Buzz. Nick is the conductor of like the big orchestra. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what this scene. I guess it's just like, it's during the war and it's a bunch of soldiers hanging out in a bar.
Before we got going, when we just first saw the people, I was like, okay, so I guess in this flashback, Blossom is playing the part of Ruby and Vinny is playing the part of Hitler. Before we get an introduction, because he comes out and he's in his fatigues and he's got his little mustache. All right,
that's true.
Let's go, Blossom. Where are we going?
But he's actually not the one playing Hitler. That comes up later.
Yeah.
And boy, does
it. Boy,
yeah.
I'm so excited for that because, again, I have a big rant about not vetting these episodes clearly again.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So Buzz sent her flowers and chocolates, and then she punched him because she has a good thing going with a rich civilian. And I love how, like, in the military, civilian is such a diss, right? You call someone a civilian, and that's just, like, an insult, such a dunk. Oh, you're dating a civilian. Ah!
Yeah, regular person.
Ah!
Keep going. So Buzz is playing the piano for this band that's on stage, and Blossom as Ruby is the lead singer, and she's actually doing really good here. Her voice sounded really good, I thought. They're really showing off like the musical talent of this entire cast.
Yep, everyone's getting the Tatiana Ali treatment here.
Yeah, and I thought Nick was actually really funny here as the conductor. And when she's done singing, he goes into the mic and he says, "Eat your heart out, Andrew's sisters." And I looked that up, and we'll come back to it later on. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah, Blossom singing Apple Tree, and I said, I believe it's actually Mayim singing, and it's a great, long, tracking shot.
It sounded like it was
swinging
her.
through the pub, and there's like 100 extras in this one shot, and like I live for that stuff, because that is dead, and that is never coming back. You're not paying 100 extras to be in a one long artistic tracking shot in anything, whether it's a movie or a sitcom. Like, that is dead. Yeah, Blossom is dressed with her hair like the mean great aunt in Aristocats from Disney. God. Thanks for laughing at that anyway. At the fifth take I tried there.
I knew what you were talking about.
They take a shot.
I didn't even put that together.
They take a shot at the Andrew sisters, and I'm excited to get that reference because they were all over like the B Disney movies during wartime. And then,
were they really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
They did during the wartime in Disney. They didn't have the staff to like make full-length movies, so that's where all those like really dated shorts like Casey at the Bat and all that came from, that you see just in collections,
like the one where Donald Duck was Hitler.
Yeah, stuff like that. They did it during that period where they just had to do little short ones, and there were so many of just visual art over music, and yeah, the Andrew sisters were all over that. They got paid back in the day.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yes.
Good
So Vinny Buzz corners Blossom and says the word no doesn't scare him, which is pretty dark because of the implications.
Also tracks for Buzz though too.
Yeah. So she punches him, and he slides across the floor. My jaw's broken. Like, what a funny moment. She punches this guy.
But it's like a tracking shot of him like fully sliding between people's legs on the floor.
Yeah.
But first she's like, you're not the regular piano player. Where's the regular piano player? And then it's just a hard cut to Six making out with this guy like behind the scenes.
And we get Carell draw of Vinny Buzz Hitler as we go in and out of commercial break as he's laying on the ground. Wow, gal packs a wallop.
Yeah.
So then we come out of we duck out of the flashback for a second, right? And she's like, she punched you? And Buzz is like, yeah, I like being beat up by women. And Blossom goes, oh, Grandpa, you're weird. I was like, we are riding this very weird line in this conversation between these two.
Yeah. He goes, Buzz goes, Ruby was pretty tough, but Billie Holiday was even tougher. I asked her out and I lost 4 teeth. Like, all right, great.
Again, it's all about music, right? Like all these scripts go back to Rio's love of like old-timey music, and I'm kind of almost starting to respect that. Like, he must just be this like music historian, because he keeps plugging that into these characters and these straight up episodes like this. So
yeah,
sure,
could be. All right, so we get another flashback to the canteen. Nick is telling a story about fighting in France during the war. Tony's the bartender in this particular bar. Ruby walks in and she says, loose lips sink ships, and then they hint that Tony's a Nazi spy. And then finally we get Joey in this episode, and he comes in dressed like a pimp. Like, his outfit was amazing.
Okay, let me get caught up. We're back to the Hollywood canteen. Right. Nick says something was like a girl with falsies. Did you catch that?
No.
He's like, it's a letdown. It's like a girl with falsies. I was like, is that what they called implants back in the 40s? That's kind of funny. Yeah, it's like a girl with falsies. Too good to be true. And the bartender's Anthony. Nick talks about killing goose steppers.
Yeah.
In white scarves. And then I said, Joey comes in dressed like Michael Jackson. And I'm reminded of, and I only know it from Girl Talk, that about to go Thriller Mike Jackson on these blanks. All I need is a fucking red jacket with some zippers. And I looked it up. Do you know who that is?
No.
Apparently that's Drake.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
I had no idea. Are you familiar with Drake, Phenom?
I know of him.
But like, was he making music back in like 2011, 2010? When did that drop?
Oh, for sure he was.
So.
Yeah.
Was he
I'll
that
look up when
old?
his first
Sure.
I don't
album
know.
came out.
I have no knowledge of Drake. But I always thought that was such
And
a like.
you're all the better for it.
That was some good bars that Girl Talk used.
Nice.
His first album came out 2010.
There you go.
I must have been brand new when Girl Talk used it then.
Probably.
But yeah, I always thought that was a great line. And when I looked it up, I was like, really? That was Drake? Okay. All right. Joey's also dressed like Chico Barrera.
Yeah.
And Joey's smart in this. And we figure out that Anthony is a Nazi spy because he actually does. He does what, Sal?
He does
do it.
Sig Heil.
Yeah. Phenom.
Or I put, or is it a Roman salute? I don't know. Maybe he's just autistic and throwing his heart out to everybody. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I was shocked. I couldn't believe that actually happened on the show.
Yeah, they
like
full up did it.
Yeah.
Like not even like it could have been the heart thing. They're Phenom, like just straight arm up in the air, and that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was the Elon Musk pose. There was no denying that.
Put that in the he gave me the Cosby pill column of like, why isn't anyone vetting these episodes before they just throw them up on Disney Plus? Because they really could have cut that part out.
1992, man. No one gives a shit. So Ruby spots Farnsworth.
Yes.
Who is played by the frat guy from a few episodes ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So he's a decorated soldier, and he's suspicious of Tony's accent. And then he mentions how he's being deployed to Miami, and he's bringing Ruby with him. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
This next part, I don't even know what to make of this. It's definitely racist, and that's not why I'm laughing. I don't know why they would put this in here. Because I'm trying to think back to like 1992, and this already wouldn't have been, like this would have been inappropriate in 1992, but the delivery is it's very weird. Someone needed this in there when it was a totally bad idea. So we come out of the flashback.
Yeah.
Her and Buzz are in Buzz's seedy apartment, and Blossom goes, "How did you guys go on?" And Buzz goes, "I found a dent in the armor." And Blossom goes, "You mean a chink?" And he goes, "No, a dent." And she goes, "Oh, a chink." And he goes, "No, a dent." And I said, "My ears are bleeding. Why is this in here?" I get the joke. It's super offensive. And I feel like that would have been like a legitimate bad slur still back in like 1992. And also curious that in this one, Blossom is the one being racist. And he's like, "No, Blossom, you can't really say that." And I swear there's no way it wasn't originally written Buzz saying that word and Blossom correcting him. But then I think when it actually played out, they're like, "No, this is like way too obvious. Buzz is a racist old white guy. Like we can't. This is too much. We gotta keep the joke because like Richmond loves that or whatever. So we gotta flip it. We gotta flip the actors and the dialogue. Because
I think this part, looking at it through 2025 lenses, is a lot worse than it probably was in 1992. It was, or is, or I guess was a legitimate phrase that people did used to use, and I think it's kind of gone away now because of how, the word also means something different as well.
For sure.
But it was just so shocking, the back and forth that they just kept hammering it.
Yeah. If you would have just said it and moved on, I don't think anyone would have cared. But they're very pointing out this offensive term. That's the whole point of this little segment. And yeah.
Well, it didn't even make sense for like the fact that she was correcting the phrase and they were arguing about it. Like it wasn't even a good joke, even at the time, I'm sure. And yeah, it was shocking. This episode is something else.
Yeah. And we go back into the flashback, and I just had this weird like Inglourious Bastards flashback of my own. And I remember when you lent me that movie. That was the only time I've seen it, and I just the whole aesthetic of that like club. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that movie. That was some good stuff. That's my little
I love
tie
that movie,
to us
man.
hanging
It's
out
so great.
this week. Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
So
Ruby and Farnsworth are engaged, and then Six comes in to congratulate Farnsworth and like fully kisses him on the mouth.
Yeah.
And then he says that he's crazy for girl singers. So Six charges the stage and sings a song, Desperate to Steal Farnsworth. And then there was like a joke here. I don't know. Did you track this at all? They said her name was Ethel something and it used to be Phyllis. I don't get the joke.
No. Yeah, I that one went over my head too. So then everyone's leave is canceled. Are we there yet? There's a big announcement. Everyone's leave is canceled. They have to go back to the front lines. Joey figures out Anthony is a Japanese spy.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny. I laughed at just
I think the whole point of that was that like he's supposed to be like a nuclear physicist or whatever, but he's actually an idiot. Because he was like, oh, I found out that he was actually a Japanese spy when he was like obviously a German spy. I think that was the whole bit of it, was that like Joey was supposed to be this super smart physicist, but he was actually still really dumb, which I think is what they were going for.
Then we set up maybe my favorite part of any Blossom episode I've seen so far. I actually almost stood up off my chair and laughed at this. So
let's hear it.
Okay, Blossom can't find Farnsworth, and Buzz narcs him out because Farnsworth is making out with Six backstage. So Blossom / Ruby walks back, spins Farnsworth around, punches him down, and then she starts to walk away, and then kind of does a turns back, and then she punches Six down too. That was the most out of nowhere WWE swerve I've seen on this show yet. And just the way she played it so perfectly, where she was just might as well. She wasn't even mad, and then she decks Six. That has got to be the only time in the whole run of Blossom that we see Blossom punch Six. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Just lays her out. She sold it too. Shout out Jenna Von Oy. She dropped her.
Yeah.
I did not see that
before
coming.
She punches out
Farnsworth
out
loud. Yep.
Before she punches out Farnsworth, he goes, "Oh, I've been looking all over for you." He goes, "Do you think I was hiding behind her tonsils?" And then she punches them out.
So Buzz put hose before bros, and he sweeps in for the rebound. Lessons everywhere again.
Yeah,
so now
totally.
Vinny is Buzz in a flashback, right? And we officially have amalgamation of my two most hated characters for this episode, and somehow I'm enjoying this. So I mean, this is a victory.
Yeah.
Blossom.
So Buzz says he waited another hour to make the move on Ruby. Are we back in the flashback here? Where are we at?
Yeah, go for it.
The canteen is empty. Buzz is playing the piano. Ruby walks in, and then she starts singing on top of the piano, and it's like super flirty. Like all of a sudden she's into him now. Which, all right. Anyways, Buzz and Ruby get together, and then it's revealed that Ruby is the one that gets shipped out. She's going to Iwo Jima.
Yes.
And Buzz is the one that's staying behind.
Which tracks, because Buzz is a piece of right?
Right, yeah, totally.
So, I wrote, Mayim is singing, and actually singing, and she's doing pretty well, and now she's crawling around on top of the piano with her legs in the air, and I can't tell if this is good or bad, but it goes on forever. And Buzz keeps playing the piano, and suddenly, she's into him. It's clean up on aisle panties. As Ruby falls in love with Buzz finally, and here we are. As switch, it was Ruby that went to war, and Buzz stayed back, which is totally on par for Buzz, right? And again, so many weird camera movements in this episode, in this out of flashback part of them talking to each other in the room there. Blossom, suddenly out of nowhere, we are out of the flashback, and she agrees to go to Harvard, and then we go back in the flashback, and Buzz reveals...
Yeah, that somehow convinces her to go to Harvard for some reason, too.
Yeah. But then we go back into the flashback, and we learn that Buzz is still an actual piece of crap because he paid Six to make out with Farnsworth and ruin their relationship. And then we get that final moment of relationship violence as she punches Buzz one last time. And then do the roll call. I didn't really track this too much.
At the end where they're in front of the American flag. So they do an update, and it's like that army propaganda voice where he's like 1942. That's so they're explaining what every character where they ended up. So so the voiceover is Nick's character, and he shot down 78 planes. And after the war, he married a fabulously rich woman. And following her death, he used his inheritance to become a fabulously rich woman. Okay.
Sure.
Hard cut to Tony goose stepping. He eventually landed in the Nixon White House and is currently a private investigator working for Ross Perot. Another Ross Perot reference here. Like,
they don't stop this week.
He was red hot in 1992.
Yeah,
Professor Joey was incinerated while trying to watch the detonation of his atomic bomb from a cardboard box. So again, he's a nuclear physicist, but he's an idiot.
And I laughed out loud about that.
Yeah. Ethel is still entertaining the troops, even though she quit show business in 1948.
So she's a whore.
Yeah. Farnsworth came out of the war untouched, and he became an underwear model. Okay.
Yep.
Ruby was married to Buzz until she caught him in bed in 1982 with the D'Amore sisters. He had to have his jaw wired shut because she punched him so hard. She lives in British Columbia and teaches kickboxing to Mounties. Yeah, and that's the end of the episode. So Blossom learned this lesson that her and Vinny should be able to withstand the distance and go to Harvard, and that's what makes her decide to go.
We learned though that Ruby eventually caught Buzz cheating and divorced him.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. I guess that happened in real life.
I suppose, yeah.
Crazy. That's very bizarre. That like
right.
It just undoes the entire episode.
Agree.
Of them like falling in love. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry if I missed this. I feel like you glossed over it. You would have talked about it. Was it this show where it totally was in the last round of tapings where we were going so like below the bar that we made fun of Phenom just leaving the mics up? And what was the name you said would be the credit? What's the name Hollywood people use when they don't want?
Yeah, the director uses when they don't want to be associated with their own film.
Yeah,
Alan Smithy.
Okay, isn't that what the one character was?
I don't know.
It was Alan Smithy. That was the name of the dude that became a woman.
Oh, really?
I swear that's the name. It was like Alan Smithy robbed this girl and then became a girl.
Oh, wow.
Like, Alan Smithy!
Good
oh
catch,
my God!
No
I'm sure that's what it was.
I didn't connect that at all. That's
there
hilarious.
You go.
Wow.
Yeah, that was all I got too, man. My boy Jono was the script editor again.
Yeah.
And that was good stuff.
I liked this episode a lot. It was actually really good.
It had a lot going against it, and it won me over.
Yeah.
Again, totally. On paper, it sounds like an absolute disaster, but they put enough jokes in, appropriate or not, that it kept it going.
Yeah.
All right, time for my lesson. I'm trying to be better at the lessons because originally it was like I was supposed to like look at the episode and what we actually learned. So I'm trying to go back to that. So
okay.
It's funny to me how Disney Plus is so paranoid about getting called out for dated moments in their own Disney movies, right? They run disclaimers about how some of their old cartoons have moments of dated gender or racial stereotypes that may be offensive by today's standards. And that's great. Absolutely. Then one day, Don Rio got his mom to drive him to Disney headquarters and dropped off a box of old Blossom episodes on VHS. And Disney Plus were like, sure, we'll just digitize and upload them and not watch a single moment. So things like, I took the Cosby pill, and this entire episode just went up on Disney Plus.
Yeah, this episode was chock full of some outdated stuff.
So while they remind me of the dangers of stereotypes when I'm watching, like they do this every 5 minutes when I'm watching like Peter Pan, they're like, hey, don't worry about it. Not all topless mermaids are jealous and murderous. They make sure we remember that. But none of that applies in Blossom. Today's lesson, I guess, is what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. And by goose, I mean goose-stepping characters. And Nazi salutes. Like what the actual guys. Cut that out. How did that go up on Disney Plus?
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done.
I'm. Oh God. Can you even use the term pit this week?
No, technically not. So I got the pit, and I've got some other facts here. So Christopher Daniel Barnes was back this time as Farnsworth, and he returns in one more episode in season 5 as Steve, and he might be the only actor to ever play 3 different characters on this show. So we actually don't have anybody in the pit this week. So again, you seem to know about the Andrews sisters. I had no idea who they were. I had to look them up.
I just know they were popular back in the day. They were like a get. Because anytime I was doing my Disney review, it was always a big deal. It was like, they got the Andrews sisters to sing on this short.
Right. So they were an American close harmony singing group of the swing and boogie woogie area. The group consisted of 3 sisters, and in the years before and during World War II, the Andrews sisters were at the height of their popularity. So I guess the reference of Nick's character at that time would have been red hot.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I highlighted and looked up later was when they did Buzz's little recap at the end about how he cheated on Ruby and was caught in bed with the D'Amore sisters. I looked it up to see if the D'Amore sisters were anyone, and anything related to this I couldn't find, but I did find an Instagram page of a trio of sisters called the D'Amore sisters, Melanie, Mercy, and Miriam, and they are known for their close harmony singing style and presence on YouTube, often covering classic jazz and big band standards. And they are and in their description, it's reminiscent to groups like the Andrews sisters, which is just like a totally weird coincidence.
So that's like a joke from the future?
Maybe. I don't know.
I wonder if that was inspired by this episode of Blossom or something.
I don't know. It's crazy. You can find the D'Amore sisters on Amazon, Instagram at D'Amore sisters. They have 3 posts and 72 followers.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty crazy, though.
And one's named Mercy.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Did I say
Amazing.
that? Miriam, Mercy, and Melanie.
Yeah. Triple M.
Right?
Good stuff. Wow.
I just thought that was a weird coincidence for this episode. And that's all I got.
I'm happy. It was a good episode. I
enjoyed it.
Pleasantly surprised. I mean, maybe that's how we got to watch these now through that lens, is going in expecting them to be a 1 out of 10. I don't know.
Right.
When I read the description, I was like, ah! And then it turned out to be great. Full marks.
Yep. I like it.
Happy. Do we get Phenom to put a bow on this one?
Let's do it.
Next week, Season 3, Episode 15, The Last Laugh.
Is ever
going to get the last laugh, Curtis?
Dark Knight Connection.
Who's going to
do that one? Got to be Anthony as he prepares for his amazing role in The Dark Knight 15 years later.
Yeah.
I'm all about that now. Thanks.
You've done a complete 180 on that.
180. Awesome.